when I thought about doing this live, I was like, where did this pop into my head? You know, sometimes I'll just be, oh, it popped into my head. Sometimes I'll be in bed and an idea of doing a live or something that I've been healing or regurgitating or talking to clients about a lot will just come into my head. And I was like, well, where did this come from? And I think, you know, we just ran our retreat, our first in 2 years at Punta Romana here in Marbella. It was amazing. And part of what we do is obviously a lot of the mindset stuff. It's a lot of the psychology. It's a lot of the emotional well-being. So we really dive into beliefs, self-sabotage, inner critic, all of that stuff. And some of the tools that we use are like visualization, looking at our beliefs and looking at our habits and changing those over time. Anyway, so we were doing workshops around that. And I think this is what inspired it, because I was just sitting there and one of the things I shared is because I think it's really, really important, even though we're hosting and facilitating these workshops, it's really, really important for me to also share some of the stuff that, you know, I still struggle with. And one of the things that comes up for me quite a lot that I wanted to share, because I think a lot of people will relate, is like a fear of being happy. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we've been through quite a lot of stuff, and it's not just me, a lot of us have been through a lot of stuff. If we've been through a lot of stuff and we've set our sights, you know, and this happens really on in our life, you know, really young, but, you know, as we get into teenage years and as we get into our, you know, 20s and stuff, we set our sights on things and we get disappointed. We get heartbroken, not just in love, but with other things that we set our sights on. And we're really, really happy, and you know, we're happy for a moment in time and we think it's forever, and we think that thing or that person or that place or whatever is forever, and we're really happy, and then the rug gets ripped away from us, and the trauma of that, of being really happy and then having the rug ripped from underneath you, the disparity and the trauma of having to deal with that very often stays in our body. It physically stays in the memory of it, stays in our cells. Obviously our subconscious mind holds on to that. What our subconscious mind does is a very, very clever thing. It wants to keep us safe. So what it does, it will store that, and we've had loads, right? We've had loads and loads and loads where we're really happy and then something gets taken away. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the subconscious mind, even with one of those traumas, thinks, okay, oof, that's a bit scary. Oof, you were really happy and it got taken away. But add on loads more of that, loads more of that, loads more. Often, by the way, subconscious mind likes to prove itself right. So it's going to seek out things to prove itself right. The more and more things we are solidifying that belief that actually, here's the thing, and here's the crux of the matter. When I'm happy, it's going to be taken away. I better not be too happy because something's going to get taken away. So I remember that from last time in all the cells of my body, and I remember how it felt and what happened, and your subconscious mind has like grabbed onto that, and the neural pathways are so strong to protect you and keep you safe. Of be really careful about getting too happy and too grateful, because the fall is really great and you don't want to experience that fall again because you remember how painful it was last time. And I know this will resonate for people. It really resonates for me, really resonates. You know, so what we do, we just try and stay in this kind of limbo land of forcing ourselves to be grateful sometimes, forcing ourselves to look for the positives, but all this time just thinking, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's the rug going to be pulled out from underneath my feet? You know, like this almost feels like too happy. Oh, I remember that time when I felt as, you know, as happy as this. What's going to happen? Waiting. It's really, really common to fear being happy. And I don't ever want anyone to feel bad or guilty or shameful for not celebrating and being grateful for the lovely things you have in your life. It's not that you're ungrateful. It's not that you are selfish. It's not that you, it's none of those things. There shouldn't be any shame around that. It is purely because you were so happy at certain points in your life before, and something kind of came and took it away, a circumstance or a person or whatever took it away. and that's just embedded in your subconscious mind now and in your body. So what do we do about this, you might ask? What do we do? Well, awareness is really, really important. I always say awareness precedes change. So being aware that, you know, you've got that thing that when you're happy, sometimes you might do this. You might be happy and be really, really excited about something and then cause a drama. Or you might cause an argument with your partner or your children or something at work. You might actually create things to prove your subconscious mind right that something is going to go wrong. So I can't just be happy and grateful and joyful here. I'm almost creating dramas. I'm almost creating arguments and stuff to happen so I can prove myself right. So I can stay in this perpetual, just, you know, waiting for something to go wrong, because actually I'm creating it constantly so that it won't surprise me. It's like you're in control of it. Do you know what I mean? If you're creating the drama and you're creating the unhappiness and the arguments and that, you're already prepared because you've kind of done it. You're in control of it. The thing that really hurt you before was being really happy, having the rug ripped out onto you and having no control over it. But when we're older, we're like, okay, oh, I'm feeling really, really happy now. Oh, I'm feeling really joyful. I've got what I want. We'll create dramas, we'll create arguments, we'll create structures around ourselves to prove ourselves right so that we feel in control of the situation, even if it's in a negative way, even if it's not actually really, really what you want, you'll create it anyway. I hope that makes sense. So actually being aware that when we're creating these dramas, you know, what's going on for you? Does this even resonate? And another thing I would say is being aware, but also just understanding that we over-catastrophize such a lot in our life. We over-catastrophize, you know, because of the past, but also because we are, as human beings, we are designed to look for the danger, the fear, the risk. We're designed to look like that. That's what kept us alive. That's what kept our ancestors alive. So we're programmed to look for the bad stuff, actually. We're programmed to look for the fearful stuff, the dangerous stuff, because otherwise we won't survive. But knowing that you are doing that is a really, really key point. But actually understanding that if you keep on doing that, you are not going to experience the goodies in life. You know, you're over catastrophizing the bad stuff, the dangers. And here's the thing, most of that stuff is never going to happen other than you creating it. So the more you think there's danger, the more you think that something's going to be pulled away from you, the more you create that kind of fear, the more likely it is that you're going to create it, no one else, that you're going to bring that into your life, just so that you even feel control. And you're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. How many times have you said that? Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that, you know, but it's to the detriment of your happiness and your joy and your love and your peace. So what I would say is just be understanding that you know, this is what's happened. This is why you feel this way. This is what I'm doing now as a way to negate some of the fear of being happy. Understanding that I catastrophize lots of things because of my past experiences and to keep myself safe so I'm not caught off guard. You know, that's all around. Over catastrophizing things is so that you're not caught off guard. Does that make sense? So, you know, if I really big this up about how bad it might be, if I'm really joyful, if I'm in a relationship and I'm feeling such love and peace and joy, I might be thinking that he or she is going to leave me so that I'm not as surprised when it happens. That's over catastrophizing because you have a fear of being happy and a fear of letting go and you don't feel safe. So that's one of the things I would say is try as hard as you can to really bring that sense of safety. This is very spiritual practice. It's very, very much about being safe in your body, in this life, at this moment in time. You know, it's about repeating that good script instead of the fear script. Design a new script that you say to yourself all the time. I am safe. I'm safe to be happy. I'm safe to be fulfilled. I'm safe to be in love. I'm safe to love. I'm safe. Being safe is what, or not feeling safe is what's creating this kind of massive division within you. And this barrier to being happy is that you don't feel safe to be happy and safe to be joyful. And I understand that you've survived before, right? I know it was painful, But if anything did happen, you know, it's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. It's better to be happy and lose it for a while than never to be happy at all. And a life without being happy and joyful isn't a life worth living, right? Same with love. It's the same thing. And so we have to understand that we need to release ourselves. We need to help ourselves feel safe in order to enjoy the goodies and the expansion and the beauty of life. This is what we're here for. We're here to be happy. We're here to experience joy, the fullest versions of ourselves, stepping into that. And holding ourselves back is all these belief systems. And like, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of unraveling. There's a lot of trauma and trauma work and inner child work and stuff like that to be done. And it's really important we do that to understand what's holding us back. But one of the things I would say is everyone has this fear. Anyone that's had something where they're really happy and lost it has this fear. You're not alone. Understand that where it's come from. Understand that you're over catastrophizing things. Understand that you're probably creating a lot of the drama and the barriers to you being healthy. You're hedging your bets. You're trying to keep yourself safe by preempting what's going to happen. But that just stops you living a beautiful, loving, joyous life right now. So any way that you can, it's going to be different for everyone, but any way that you can, just allow yourself to feel, start telling a script of being safe to love. I'm safe to be here. I survived before, I'll survive again. Everything is fine. I'm capable of changing this. I'm capable of loving myself and others. I'm capable of being happy, and it's safe to be. I just wanted to share that with you because it's something that comes up for me a lot, and I know it's something that comes up for other people. You know, with the success of our business, at the moment there are signs where I'm like, because again, that comes from previous experience. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to lose it. But anyway, holding on too tight to anything strangles the life out of it. So just sitting in your peace, connecting with spirit, connecting with your true self, connecting with your safety. You are safe and you are grounded and you are connected, and it is okay for you to have these feelings, but don't let them restrict your ability to experience life as you should. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be joyful. And that's all I wanted to say today. I'm sending you so much love. Let me know if this resonates below. If you watched it live,